Hey besties, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here and you've never seen my channel before, my name is Javell and I make book content, but I also make lifestyle content and some fashion videos here and there. So if you've never seen my face before, definitely go ahead and subscribe for more of me. But today I have a accumulation of all my summer books that I read this summer from May to July, and I wanted to do this video because I saw Steph Boyner do this video and I thought it was a really cool video idea, so shout out to her. But basically I'm showing you guys all the books that I read in May, June, and July, and I'm not including August in it because August literally just started like 2 days ago and I only read like 2 books. So I just wanted to do this, and then also I'm gonna have my August reading wrap up that goes up later this month, so you'll see all the books that I read in August in that. So also, if you want a deeper analysis on these books, definitely go ahead and watch my May, June, July reading wrap-ups because I really go in depth with my thoughts, my comments, my opinions on these books. So go watch those if you want to see more. But this is basically what I read this summer, so without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright, so starting with May, I have no idea what order I read these books in, and I don't really think it matters, but I'm a big lover girl, okay? I love romance, so most of the books that I read are romance books. So this month, I'm like in full high gear reading hella romance books, and I wanted to try like different authors, but obviously I'm a girl, and every girl right now loves Colleen Hoover, so the month of May, I think I read like 3 Colleen Hoover books. First one I read is Maybe Someday, and this is about a girl who gets cheated on. She moves in with like an acquaintance, they're not really friends yet, and she moves in with him. They're very connected by music, and they're also very attracted to each other because, I mean, sharing music with someone is kind of very intimate, and so they're very attracted to each other, except the guy, he has a girlfriend. And the girl, you know, she's kind of scarred right now. She just got cheated on, so she has like a freshly broken heart. So they're trying not to cross certain boundaries with each other, but they're also very attracted to each other, and we kind of get to see the dilemma in this book. This is a contemporary romance. It has a few tropes in it, like the forbidden love trope, love triangle trope, connected by music trope. I don't even know if that's a trope, but that's what's in this book. Also by Colleen Hoover. I think I rated this fairly low just because it was about cheating, which for me it's just a very sore topic, so I didn't really like it just because I was mostly empathizing with the characters, and you know, a girl is a little traumatized, okay? She doesn't want to read about cheating. So either way, I think this is a really good book. It's not that anything's bad with it, I was just personally scarred, so I had a little bit of what's the word I'm looking for? I was a little triggered by this book, let's just say that. But I think this would be like a 4-star. It's still a really good read. It's still Colleen Hoover, so I really like it. It was also a really fast read too, and a lot of lyrics are in here, so I usually just kind of like skip over those because I don't really care. Next Colleen Hoover book I read in May, I believe this was a May read as well, is Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover. This book is the saddest book I've ever read. I think I rated this 5 stars, and I think I cried in my reading wrap up about this book because all her covers have hidden meanings, and now I know, and it makes me want to cry. Oh my god, I'm literally tearing up. I'm insane. It's really cute. It's about a mom who goes to jail for a mistake that happened, and when she gets out, she's trying to reconnect with her daughter, and it's about her kind of going through the journey of trying to get in contact with her daughter because she hasn't seen her daughter like ever, and it's really sad. And this book made me cry. And also Ledger, who's the male love interest in this book, is like the perfect guy ever. He's so patient, he's so kind, he's so selfless, and I love that. So Reminders of Him, Colleen Hoover. I believe I rated this 5 stars. Perfect. If you like books that make you cry, if you like books with perfect guys who are not traumatizing these girls, this is a good book for you. Next book I read in May by Colleen Hoover is November 9th, and this book is about a girl and a guy who met on the day November 9th, and then they made a little pact to meet every year on November 9th. The only thing is that like throughout the year, so the entire year leading up to November 9th, they don't talk to each other, they don't check on each other's social media, you know, they're not in contact, but they will meet one day on November 9th and they'll spend the entire day together, and maybe they fall in love, maybe not, I don't know, but this is a really cute story. I really like this. I don't remember what I rated this, but I think this is at least a 4 stars for me. I thought it was really cute, and it was a really good read. It had a lot of plot twists in there that kind of just had my brain kind of going crazy, okay? So I really like this book, definitely recommend as well. Alright, the next book I read is While We Are Dating by Jasmine Glory. This is my first book by a black author, and this is also my first book with black characters, which I was really excited about. And this book is basically about a celebrity, and she's working on some kind of set where she meets this guy who's kind of running the ad campaign, and somehow they kind of got into a little situation where, you know, they start fake dating, mostly for her to get publicity. And so if you like fake dating tropes, this is a good book for you. So yeah, she's dating him to get kind of publicity, to kind of take her career to the next level. And we all know how fake dating tropes work. They always kind of get out of hand. Somebody falls in love, blah, blah, blah. So this was a really cute book. I think I rated it like 3.5 stars to 4 stars because it was in third person, and I'm not the biggest fan of third person. I want to feel like I'm in your head, okay? I need to know the tea. I don't want to feel like it's like a person from the outside telling the story, and so I believe that's why I rated it fairly low. But this is also a really good book. It deals with topics like anxiety, depression, stuff like that, which is also a taboo topic in black communities, and it's not really talked about a lot. Mental health is not really talked about a lot, so I thought this was really good and important, and especially if you're a younger reader, I feel like this is like really good for you to realize it's not something bad to talk about. So really like this book as well. The next book I read is People We Meet on Vacations by Emily Henry. In this book, I had some unpopular opinions about, but this book is basically about two college best friends who every single summer they take a trip, they take vacations together, and one vacation something kind of mysterious and bad happened, and so they stopped being friends. And then the present moment kind of tells the story of them navigating life and their friendship together after that one awkward moment or like that one fight happened. This book had no and then timelines, which for some reason I hated. This book is also a slow burn, and so for me, I did not like this book because it took so long for us to figure out what happened. And the now and then timelines, I feel like it wasn't good enough to keep going. Like, it just was too long. Like, this book is 361 pages. It was just too long. Like, wrap it up. 300 pages the most. So I was not the biggest fan of People We Meet on Vacation. I am interested into reading her other stuff though. I know Book Lovers came out like maybe a month and a half ago or 2 months ago, which I know a lot of people like more than People We Meet on Vacation. So I do want to read that and see what the tea is. But yeah, I was not the biggest fan of Miss Emily Henry in this book. Alright, the last book I read in May is Pump 57 by Miss Penelope Douglas, and this is my first Penelope Douglas book, and little did I know I was gonna go down a rabbit hole with her books. Pump 57 basically tells the story of two pen pals. They've been writing each other since 5th grade. One's a boy, one's a girl, which was a mistake done by the teachers, but they've been writing each other since 5th grade, and now they're like teenagers. They're still writing each other, but they have no idea what each other looks like. And then one day, they just so happen to start going to the same school. They start bullying each other a little bit because one of them is not so nice. The guy realizes that like this is his best friend that he's been writing for years, but she's not really who she says she is. And so that kind of creates chaos in both of their lives, and he's trying to help her be a better person and not so mean and vicious to other people, and he does it in a way that's also not so nice. And so there's a little bit of kind of a like bully trope going on here where they're both kind of bullying each other, but it also has a little bit of romance in it, and it's also really spicy. And so I believe this was a 5-star read for me. I really liked it. So that's Pump 57 by Miss Penelope Douglas. And then moving on to my June reads, I read so many cute books in June, but also some books that kind of had me a little bit scared. So we're going to start with one of my favorites, which is Hook, Line, and Sinker by Tessa Bailey. This was my first Tessa Bailey book, and now I'm obsessed with her. Hook, Line, and Sinker basically tells a story about two friends who, you know, they kind of have a little bit of an attraction to each other, but you know, they're trying to keep it like under wraps. So one day when the girl goes to this little beach town where her sister lives, she's kind of forced to stay with Fox, who's her best friend. And while she's there, you know, attraction is at an all-time high, but Fox also has, you know, a bad reputation for being a bit of a womanizer, and so, you know, what's her name? Hannah. Hannah is trying not to be one of those girls that he used, and so we kind of see her trying to help him navigate his little womanizing tendencies and help him be better. So this book was really cute. I feel like I didn't really give that much of a good description on it, but it's a really cute book. It's amazing. I really liked it. This book gave me so much butterflies, and also they have like a love for music in here, which I also really like, and it was like one of my first books that I did a little bit of tabbing in. Super cute. This was a 5-star read for me, I believe. Alright, and then with the next book, I'm back in my old stomping grounds, okay, with Miss Colleen Hoover, and it's Layla by Colleen Hoover, and this book is a paranormal kind of book, which I was not expecting because this is really different for Colleen. This book is basically about a husband and wife, and when the wife has an accident, the husband kind of orchestrated them going back to the place that they met because he wants to help not only jog her memory but help her to remember who she used to be. And so they go back to this place where some really unexplainable weird things start happening, and yeah, that's pretty much all I can say without giving any spoilers. But this book scared the heck out of me until maybe like 100 pages in, where I was like, okay, I'm fine. But I could not read this book at night because I was so scared. But super good book. I really liked it. I liked the ending. I liked the plot twist. It was a lot. So it was really different because, as you guys know, I love romance. I don't really try to stray away from that much, so there's that. Also in June, I read the Summer I Turned Pretty series. I read book 1 and book 2, The Summer I Turned Pretty, and then We'll Always Have Summer. I don't have those copies because I lend them out to my boyfriend's little sister. She's currently reading them right now. But The Summer I Turned Pretty basically tells a story about a girl who, you know, she's kind of in love with both brothers, and we kind of see her trying to navigate that and how she's dealing with that, because this particular summer, they're also turning their attention to her because she also got really hot over like the last year. And so we see both of them kind of fighting over her a little bit, but her also having mixed feelings for both of them. And then book 2 is basically the same thing. We see her trying to navigate her little love triangle with both brothers, but also some life-changing things are kind of happening with the Fisher boys, and so we get that with The Summer I Turned Pretty, and then We'll Always Have Summer by Jenny Han. Honestly, if you watch my July reading wrap-up, you know how I feel about Belly. She's really cute, but she's also very immature, and so she kind of rubs me the wrong way because, girl, let's get it together, please. But that's pretty much it. I think I rated the books like 3.5 to 4 stars just because she's just really immature and we don't really see much character development from her, which is why I'm not the biggest fan. Alright, the next book I read is The Score by DIYL Kennedy, and this is also my first DIYL Kennedy book, and her books are really big. But this book is basically about a girl who just broke up with her boyfriend because, you know, they're approaching the end of their senior year and there's kind of a lot going on, a lot of life-changing decisions. So she just broke up with her boyfriend and she's trying to avoid him by all costs possible. So she spends the night at a friend's boyfriend's house where she meets this guy, Dean De Laurentiis, and one thing led to another and they had a really spicy kiss, and now Dean cannot get her out of his head, and so he proposes a little friends with benefits situation. We already know how those work, so we get to see that in this book. This book is also really cute. There is like a little bit of bad stuff in here, but nothing too traumatic, but it also deals with death a little bit. So it does have more serious topics in here. It also deals with a little bit of mourning, and it shows you how some people mourn differently and stuff like that. So super cute book, really good. I think this was a 5-star read for me, or at least like a 4.5. Loved. Next book I read is another one by Miss Penelope Douglas, and this is Bully by Penelope Douglas, and I love this book. This book is basically about childhood best friends who became enemies, and for some reason, it's a boy-girl kind of relationship, and for some reason the guy kind of starts bullying the girl. He spreads all these rumors about her in high school. He tells everyone like not to talk to her. He kind of tries to make her a bit of like an outcast, but she came back one summer and she became really hot, and so everyone's kind of looking at her. Everybody wants her attention, and so his plans kind of just, you know, start going wrong for him, and it makes him want her even more. So low-key, the only reason why he was doing that was because he likes her. So This one basically tells us about their bullying situation and how he's like really mean to her, and this summer, this school year, she decides it's time to fight back, and so she starts doing things to him as well. And this book is just a lot, also very spicy, you know, real Penelope Douglas type things. And one thing that I do love about Penelope Douglas's books is that she always has really strong female leads. Like, her female characters do not sit down and take anything, like they always fight back, which I really love. So I think this was a 5-star or like 4.5-star read for me as well. I don't really remember, but this was a really good book. It was very enjoyable and I liked it. Right, moving on to my July reads, one book I read is The Hating Game by Sally Thorne, which if you watch my July reading wrap up, you know this is like one of my favorite books I've read all summer. It's so good. So it's basically about two coworkers who don't really like each other because they come from separate companies, and their companies merged together because of a bad financial situation that was going on, and there's a bit of a power struggle here. They really hate each other and they do a lot to get under each other's skin, and one day they're both leaving work and for some reason they kind of just have a kiss, and the kiss was very spicy. The kiss kind of sparked, you know, some fireworks, some butterflies in both of them, and now that kind of changed the projection of their co-worker situation for like the rest of their lives essentially. And so that's basically the plot. I really liked it because it was incredibly funny. It was so cute. I love the dialogue, and I also watched the movie, and the movie's on Hulu and I believe it's on Amazon Video. That movie is so cute, and I love Lucy Hale. I love her character. I also loved, was it Aaron? No, Joshua. I also love Joshua. Just super cute. I loved it. 5-star read for me for sure. Right, next book I read is Regretting You by Colleen Hoover, and this book is basically about a mom and a daughter, and they just lost their husband slash dad, and so he had a lot of secrets in his past. He did some pretty, you know, not so good things, and so those secrets kind of come to light when he dies in a, you know, kind of weird situation. And so the mom is trying to protect her 15-year-old daughter from finding out these things that her dad did, just because, you know, it reflects poorly on him, and she's not trying to have her daughter be hurt or have a skewed perception of her dad. But with doing that, the daughter kind of starts resenting the mom. She understands that something bigger is at play, but she knows her mom's keeping secrets from her, and so it kind of just creates a lot of chaos in their life, and they keep fighting, and this book navigates that. It's kind of sad, but it's also kind of cute. The mom is a really strong female lead, which I love. I think this would be a really good movie. I think this is like a good 4 stars. Definitely recommend if you like books that, you know, has a little bit of, actually a lot of drama in it. This is a really good book for that. Also has a forbidden love trope, love triangle trope, if you like those tropes. I don't like those tropes, but this is a good book for you. Next book I read is another L. Kennedy book, and it's the DIYL Kennedy. I hate these covers because, like, I cannot read this in public because you already know what this book is about. This book is basically about a girl who's dealing with some pretty bad stuff that happened to her in the past, and because of that, she's usually not really attracted to guys. She doesn't really give them the time of day. She never has a crush on anyone. But then one day she meets this guy who's a football player, and you know, he's very hot, he's very cute, and so he catches her eye. Only thing is that, like, he doesn't even notice her, he doesn't know she exists, and so she's a little bit sad about that. But then that's where Garrett comes in, because Garrett is a hockey player. He's also not so bad himself, he's very cute, but you know, he has failing grades and he wants to play professional hockey, and so he proposes to Hannah to help him, you know, get his grades up, and he will help her get Justin's attention by fake dating her. And that kind of just, you know, while he's helping her get Justin's attention, he quickly realizes that he himself might want Hannah's attention, and so we get, you know, their journey in this book. This one, I believe this was like a 4 or 5-star read for me. Yeah, I don't remember, but this was a really cute book. I really liked it. Really fun to read as well. I love Garrett's character because he was very funny, so Next book I read is It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey, which you guys know I love her. I wanted this book for like a solid 4 months. Every time I would go to the store, it wasn't even there. This book is basically about an out-of-control influencer who gets thrown in jail for a really rowdy party. And when she gets thrown in jail, her parents decide, you know what, it's time for us to cut you off. And so she gets cut off and they send her back to her hometown, a small fisherman's town, where, you know, she meets Brandon, who's a grumpy fisherman, but he's also really cool and chill. So they're very different. They're from different worlds and therefore they immediately hate each other, but they keep running into each other all over town. And Brandon kind of starts, you know, feeling a need to protect her, feeling a need to help her, and Piper quickly realizes as well that Brandon is kind of cute. So we get their journey, we get them navigating him having a dangerous job while Piper is trying to figure out her life and what she wants and her goals. And so we get to see that in this book, and this book is really cute, it's really spicy, and I really like this. I love Tessa Bailey's writing. She does write in third person, but she does it so well that I don't even mind. So this is a really cute book. Alright, the last book I read in July is Every Summer After by Carly Fortune, and this book tells a story about second chances, and it's about childhood best friends who, you know, stopped being friends after one really big fight, and 12 years later, one of them has a death in the family, and so everyone has to return back to that beach town. When they're back in that beach town, they have an opportunity to be friends again, and so we get to see that it has now and then timelines, and it also kind of takes us on a really crazy journey with them, and we get to see kind of what their friendship was like and what life is like now and how their dynamic changes over time. It also has a little bit of spice in there. It also reminds me so much of People We Meet on Vacation, just not so slow burn. So if you didn't like People We Meet on Vacations because it was so slow, this is like a really good book for you. Also, they're like in their 30s, I believe, so they're a lot older, which you get a little bit more maturity, which I like because I have no time for the teenage nonsense, honestly. And so I really liked Every Summer After as well, and I believe this was like a 5-star. But that's pretty much it for my summer read. So this is an accumulation of all the books that I read in May, June, and July. If you've read any of these books and you like any of these books, or you have different opinions from me from any of these books, please comment down below or comment your favorite book that you read this summer. So I love you guys so much. Please subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.